Welcome back to another video. My name is Stephen Foster, and yes, we are back. It's been a wild and crazy summer. I have good news though. I know we're gonna get into the video, but shout out to my mom. She was in the hospital dealing with cancer. We got the all clear. She's all good now. We're just really stoked on that. Really excited about that. If you're digging that, throw up that like button. But dry summer is over officially now in this studio. I'm really excited about this particular video. This is my top 5 Apple Notes tips, tricks, ways that I use Apple Notes. A few things that I do with Apple Notes, specifically on my phone, but also on my desktop. I like that it syncs, that's always good. I think might help you figure out, hey, maybe I wanna try on 1 or 2 of these things. The first thing about Apple Notes that I've been really digging this last year, now some of you know I have my own course now called Photography for Creatives. If you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you're following me on Substack or Twitter. I'll announce the next cohort here in a few weeks. I also do some work with Rite of Passage over there with David Perel and all those awesome folks. But anytime I'm running a cohort or a part of a cohort, teaching one of these courses, I love having the pinned dashboard, sort of like a pinned note that becomes my dashboard, has all my important links to everything that I need. Whether that's like student roster information or like links to particular presentations and things like that. Just having like those little things all in one place in a note that even if it doesn't get updated for the week, it stays at the top of the list. That's a favorite. That's a big deal of mine. You can use this too if you have like a project that you need some like information to have at the ready for a few weeks. And then when you're done with it, you can unpin it and have it be done with. It's nice to use those pin notes. I also use this pin note feature for travel and like vacations. It's really nice to actually keep a list sort of on the back burner of like, hey, when I know I'm going back to Mexico City or when I'm going out to Portland, Seattle, wherever it is, I keep a little note of like, oh, the things I wanna do, the people I wanna see, the things I might wanna buy that I can only get when I'm in those places. All of that stuff I'll throw into a note, and then when I go travel, I'll pin that note along with like my travel itinerary stuff, and then I just have everything all in one easy to reach place. Don't underestimate having that like pinned note dashboard. It's so good. Tip number 2 is taking call notes. Now, yeah, there's nothing new about call notes. You can take notes in Apple Notes, right? Duh. But having this really specific format that I use every single time I'm on a call is just having who the call is with, date and time of like when I took that call, along with any links shared. I actually find that since I've been having some really good conversations this last year, people are constantly saying like, hey, have you checked out this book? Have you seen this blog post, right? Are you a part of this community? Everything is hyperlinks, right? All the way down. But sometimes I even do this if I go have like a meal with someone. After the meeting, I might go sit back in my car, go back to my hotel room, and just like take down some notes for like 5 minutes. And by being able to collect all these things right down to like which conversation I had them, I can really easily go back and thank that person. Telling people like, oh yeah, hey, I thought of you today because I remember you mentioned this thing 3 months ago, and people are like, wow, Stephen must have a really great memory. I don't, but I put it in Apple Notes. Comes in clutch every single time. My 3rd tip for using Apple Notes is create a folder called Want. Anytime I see something online that I wanna buy, create a new note with the name of that thing, maybe an image or a picture of it, and then like a link to where I could buy it. And then maybe like at the end of the quarter, end of the year, I wanna treat myself, or someone wants to get me something nice for my birthday, I can just be like, hey, here's like 5 things from my Want folder. When I go to that Want folder, I can find stuff in there that I put like 3-4 months ago that I totally forgot about, and I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't buy that because I didn't need it. Sometimes though, you get in there and it's like, oh man, I've been really wanting to get this one thing for the last 6 months. I think it's time to pull the trigger. I still want it. You know what? I wonder how many things I have in the Want folder right now. Let's go find out. Ooh, 237. A lot of the stuff that's in here now is books, the Want folder, Pro folder. Tip number 4 actually follows tip number 3, which is a have folder. So anytime I purchase myself something, anything over $100 goes in the have folder. And this serves as like sort of twofold. The first thing is like, it's kind of like a ceremonial thing. Like when I move something from my Want folder over into the have folder, that's kind of nice. It's like very symbolic, like, oh yeah, I got myself something cool. But then this folder actually ends up serving another use in that it keeps like this catalog of things that I know that I have. This is especially helpful being a YouTuber because there's a ton of stuff around the studio right now. Stuff that I wanna make reviews about, stuff that I've already done reviews on and I wanna maybe make a follow-up video on. I have the serial numbers, I have all the warranty information about it. All of that can be found in that have folder for anything that I own that's like worth more than $100. Actually, let's go see how many things are in the have folder right now. Okay, 107. not bad. Just being able to reflect on all the things that maybe I've purchased for myself for like the past year or the past couple of years, visualizing, go, oh, okay, hey, yeah, I don't need anything more, I'm good. Have that have folder, use it in conjunction with a want folder, like a wish list folder kind of thing. And sort of the combination of having both of those things in one place that you can easily search, look back on, reference, things like that, really powerful. And the final tip that I have for you today is to take a travel log or make a log folder in your notes. It's sort of playing off of tip number 1, this idea of like having this pinned note as a dashboard, but this is about like preloading that. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to keep a note where I just take down all the information about a particular place, having that as like a travel log, where now I'm not just reading off the note as a dashboard, but I'm actually going back in there. I'm typing in like, oh, hey, today we went to this restaurant, we walked by this thing, this looks interesting, this architecture, this place, museum, especially on this last trip to Southern California where I was visiting family, but also wanted to see some friends, take care of some business stuff. All that chaos and that insanity was just tamed by this one note. Leave a comment down below, a little note, if you will, about how you use your favorite note-taking apps, because there's a lot you can get out of them. I just want to say thank you to all of you who are subscribed here. I'm so stoked, so honored by you all. Thank you for everyone who's been thinking about my mom, praying for my family, everything that's been going on. Y'all are the best. More videos incoming. Dry summer's over, we're making YouTube videos. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. We'll do it again soon. Later.